Hey, it's Grace from the Comfy Nest. Some of you wanted to know what's the easiest, best way to clean your transfers. So I'm going to show you. This is my laundry room sink, and I used these transfers yesterday. So they've been sitting for 24 hours on the backing, even though they're dirty. So what I do is I turn the water on. I like to have it room temperature. You don't want it hot because you don't want to melt anything or burn your hands. So tepid water is fine. I put them in the sink and I just soak them. First thing I do is just let the water run over it, soften all of that paste, and get it reactivated so that I can remove it from the transfer. I use my board erasers, and mind you, my board eraser is a little bit used. It's not brand new, but it shows you these things do last quite a while. You'll get quite a lot of use out of them. They come in a pack of 2. And they're only a couple of dollars, so they're definitely worth the investment. And I just gently rub the back and the front of the transfer until the paste comes out of the silk screen. There will be some staining on your transfer, most likely, especially if you've used dark colors. So don't worry about the staining that shows on any of the teal parts of the transfer. Your main objective is to get the paste out of the silk screen part of the transfer. You can see there I have a little clump of paste that's kind of built up. It's really difficult to remove when it's still hard or hardened. It's been sitting there for over 24 hours. But if you just very gently and patiently rub it under the water, I'm using my nail to just rub it off, it will eventually come off. And then continue to use your board eraser to rub out any of the paste out of the silk screen. So if you take a few minutes and watch, I'll show you how I do this. This is my preferred way of doing it. Sure, you can try other methods. I would warn you against soaking your transfers in a bath of water. Don't leave them sitting in water. That will damage the adhesive. But you can wet them and then let them sit in the sink for a few minutes. Here I am. The way I prefer to do mine, I wash them and then I lay them to dry with the sticky side up on a clean towel or a rag. And I just let them sit until they air dry and then put them on the backing. Some people choose to take a Clorox wipe or any brand disinfectant wipe and wipe both sides. That will, once it's clean with your board eraser and you're done cleaning it, wiping both sides of the disinfectant wipe will remove any last bits of lint or any debris that's on your transfer and will help reconstitute the sticky side of your transfer. So it's not a bad idea. I don't always do that. I feel like if I can get everything off with my board eraser in the running water, that works just fine for me. But if I ever need to reconstitute my sticky, I will take a disinfectant wipe to it just to make sure I get everything off. There we have some clumps of paste. This is the Shimmer Silver paste, and I have some dried up clumps there. So again, very gently with my nail, I'm just scraping that off a little bit, and it really does help to reactivate that paste under the water and get that all softened up, and then it should just come right off. You're just making sure you get everything off, and the board eraser is so helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments. I just hope that this video would help, especially any of those of you who are new to Chalk Couture, especially. It tends to be the newer folks who struggle with knowing how to do this, so I'm hoping that this will be helpful.